as discussed, data warehouse is a very critical and are an important term if you are going to explore more into business intelligence. So to give, again, data warehouse, we will be considering it as an OLAP system, which is tuned for storage, like I said, yes, in my previous slide. So I am just considering a similar, a very normal scenario of any of the retail store, wherein they have multiple point of sales. They have multiple inputs, multiple point of inputs from where the data should be extracted and stored within a warehouse. So it could be in the form of Excel, it could be in a form of mobile data, or maybe a manual Excel sheet. If it's a store and you are just going to walk into a store and pay at the cash counter. It could be a web-based system from where you will be searching, scrolling your products and then placing the order. It could be a management information system from where you are again browsing through a lot of customer data, and then maybe you would want to save some of the data, or let's say all of the data into a data warehouse from where you can extract the data in later stage. So that's pretty much is data warehouse. And in order to make it very clear from you Oracle guys, a set of data, data, when we're talking about data mining, that is actually extracting data from multiple sources. And that's exactly what data warehouse is doing. When you data mine, you collect data from multiple sources, and then you store them at one point. And that one place is going to be called as data warehouse. Again, data warehouse has to be, since it's going to be keeping a lot of your historical data. So the keyword here is historical data. At any point of time, if they ask you what is the difference between a database and a data warehouse, database is something that will keep on your current, but that will actually store your current data. And data warehouse is actually a database that is only going to be storing your historical data. So technically, there is no difference between data warehouse and database. The only, practically the difference is the type of data that is stored onto your database. If it's a historical data, it's data warehouse. And data warehouse is actually the data which is going to be used by any business intelligence tool to make, to make any business forecasting, or maybe primary business decisions. So that's where data warehouse comes into picture. In order to understand it, pretty much, more deeply, I think we have already covered a lot of the part of this slide, but this is actually a framework on, or let's say a flow on how this data warehouse, these OLTP systems, the BI systems comes into, fits into one frame. So this is actually that frame. Please feel free to take a screenshot. Data from finance team, data from CRM, data from operations, data from multiple other sources. They are present in different format. Maybe in form, one of these data is in the form of Excel, one of it is in the form of Access database, or maybe one of them is in the form of is actually stored in Oracle database or any other database. But again, they are not properly tuned. They are not normalized data in a form of database administrator, if we say. They're not normalized. So that's where we extract these data using an ETL tool. Now, ETL tool, I have already told you that it's actually a tool that is required, that we would be requiring in order to get data from multiple data sources, join those tables and store that data onto a data warehouse. So previously, this ETL tool used to come in as a separate box in the form of BODS or Informatica, if you guys are aware of. There is a tool by Oracle as well. I cannot just recall the name. So those are the ETL tools. But now in the current scenario, there are, IT has progressed. So now your business intelligence tool will actually be having, everything bundled together. For instance, Tableau, or for an instance, Power BI, they have their built-in ETL systems. You don't have to buy a separate ETL tool to store it into your data warehouse. And once the data is stored in, once the data is stored in a warehouse, there is an OLAP engine that will process that data. Like I said, data warehouse is actually, tune for performance, so tune for storage. So there is an OLAP system that is going to be engaged with your data warehouse, and which is actually going to perform certain queries based on based on user requirement, and those queries, those data based on those queries will be fetched by the data from the data warehouse and presented to your report engine. Now, report engine is again a built-in tool that is present in any of the data warehouse business intelligence tool. That the main aim of this report engine is to generate query, fire onto the OLAP, pass those queries to OLAP engine. OLAP engine will run those queries against the data warehouse and give report engine the output. Now that output can be in the form of dashboards, can be in the form of printed reports, can be in the form of ad hoc reports, and eventually this will be going to the end user. So this is pretty much the business intelligence framework. You guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Now, since all of you are working, since all of you are trying to explore opportunities within business intelligence, and I must tell you that it's the booming thing right now, since we are dealing with a lot of data. All the organization are like looking after a lot of data. This is the best job profile that I can recommend you. If you guys can just pick up any of the BI tool that I'm going to be discussing in the later slide, just pick any of the tool, get your mastery in that tool, and jobs will be falling in your lap. That I can assure you. So again, what kind of jobs? You can be an IT staff whose main, the IT staff is basically the architect of the data of any of the business intelligence system, who will be taking care of all the servers, who will be taking care of all the databases, the connectivity, the network bandwidth that is required in order to present that data to the users. So everything that is running in the background, all the hardware part will be taken care by the IT staff. And mind you, like I said, the business intelligence system is tuned in different way. It can either be tuned on for performance, or it can be tuned for the storage. So based on that, the kind of the IT staff skills are very important, because they will have to make very crucial decisions while implementing a BI system. Then we have power users. Power users are nothing but the administrators of any BI systems, who will be actually providing users access to various reports, providing users access to various queries, inbuilt queries, or maybe different modules of any BI system. It could be a ETL module, it could be a reporting module. So these all permissions and security relative issues are taken care by the power users. Then we have executives. The work of executive is, before executive, if I explain you the work of manager or decision makers, it will actually work well for you. So manager are the people who would be needing those reports. Manager would want to know, okay, that how much was my sale in previous month, and based on that, manager will be taking decisions. So managers slash decision makers. So managers will be asking the executives to run those reports against the database, and then those executives are going to run those reports, present the report in a proper format that is going to be readable or understandable, because by the managers, since managers are mostly non-technical people. So yeah, so there comes the role of executives. Then you have partners, you have customers. Customers would also want to know how the company is doing, because I want to purchase a share of XYZ company, but I would still be interested in knowing how are you doing as a company, so that I can invest in you, so that I can buy products from you. If you are, how's the quality of your product? So customer would want to, make use of certain reports, or or dashboards. Then comes the partners. If I am to invest in any of the company, I would want to know the company's strategies, the company, how do they make their decisions, how important, how securely they are keeping the data, how important the company, the concerned company is, when it comes to keeping the data secured, or are they following the norms given by any of the government based on the country the BI implementation companies are located. So yeah, these are the typical BI user communities. and the boss is going to be the power user, because this is the guy who's going to give the permissions to everyone. But again, IT staff works parallelly. They are equally important. Now, we have data, we have extracted data from multiple sources. What are we going to do with that data? Like I said, the data can be, will have, there is a certain tool called visualization. Visualization is how we present our data so that it can be understood easily by different managers or different users, the end users. So these are the three qualities of any of the visualization: variability, uncertainty, context. If I'm giving you a report, I would want you to know that the report may vary depending on the month I'm extracting the report, or let's say a data of any of the restaurant is going to vary every day. It will be different on different days. It will be different on I don't know who is doing that. I'm not. It will be different on a weekend. On a weekend, my restaurant will have more sales than on a weekday. If I give a happy hour, I will have more sales than a normal hour, working hour of a restaurant. So data will vary, and there will be uncertainty in our data. Like, who would have predicted that for 2-3 months we are going to be sitting at home? So there is no sales happening in an auto industry. If you are aware of the news, Maruti has declared that there was zero sales in last 1 month. So there will be uncertainty in the data. So I would not be assuring that the data that I have presented you is going to be accurate enough for you to make any of the business decision. But I can guarantee that it is going to be 90 to 95% accurate. You can make your business decisions based on the trend that have been coming. You will surely be buying more clothes on Diwali. You will surely be buying more clothes on Eid. But again, the reason why I took an example of Eid is because the uncertainty part is now coming into picture. Nobody's going out, nobody is buying new clothes. So the trend was people would buy a lot of clothes during Eid, but there is an uncertainty because of the COVID. There are people who are not. I mean, there are people are not buying, clothes in that proportion like they used to. Context. Data should be meaningful. If I just give you a report, you will not understand what is that report telling you about unless there is a context to the report. Unless I tell you that this report is actually of the number of users who have recharged their mobile phone in last 1 month. That is when you will be able to identify that, okay, this particular recharge voucher is very famous among students, so let's promote this more among students. Let's give a let's promote this data voucher in schools, in colleges. Let's use pamphlets. Let's stick those pamphlets in colleges because students are buying this. Let's promote it even more. Maybe right now 10 universities, 10 university students are buying. Let's promote it in multiple universities. Data card, the data package, that could be also a very good example. So that's all about. So we have actually covered the BI tool from scratch. That means from the data warehouse part till the visualization. So this is actually the whole of this system that we have covered. And now comes the last slide. Various BI tools that are present currently in the market. Tableau. If you look at Tableau, this is actually booming. There was a time when SAP Business Objects, which is in violet color, used to be the boss in this area. But right now it has been overtaken by Power BI and Tableau. If you ask my personal opinion, I would say if any one of you wants to, explore more about any of the BI tool, Power BI or Tableau is the leader, and they are going to take over because they are very user-friendly tools. They are pretty easy to use, and they are very interactive. So Power BI, number one. Number two is Tableau, and then comes the ClickView and Business Objects. I would still go for Power BI if you guys ask me. Now, uh, we have come to an end of this presentation. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type, feel free to ask me, and just unmute your mic. I'm here for next 5 to 10 minutes to answer your queries. And if you miss asking me any question, please feel free to email me. Thank you. I guess the presentation was good because nobody is asking. Okay, Ritesh,
Yeah,
do you want to take over? Oh, yes. Sorry.
hey, so Rajkumar this side.
Hi, Rajkumar.
So,
Yes.
yeah, will it be possible for you to give me some like live kind of demo? Sorry, I late joined, but yeah, I just want to see if it is possible for you to give a live demo for Power BI
Oh, we
or
can do
some
that.
other open source.
I think I can do it on Power BI if that's fine with you. And I'll see if there is any open source tool available as well, because I'll have to do little bit of research on that. But I think Shiv would be able to organize a different session for giving this live demo, and I'll be happy to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Ritesh, over to
Thanks.
you. You're welcome, Rajkumar. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashutosh, for such a great session. It will really help us. And thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. You can reach us at cltcsi.com. Follow our social media platform for more webinar and informative contents. Subscribe our YouTube channel for webinar recordings. So thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. So take care, stay safe, stay home.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Ritesh. Thank you very much, everyone.
Welcome, sir.